So, Robbie, thank you for having a chat to the NDIS Reform Summit group here today. What would you like these people in the room to know about how they need to change disability supports?
Oh, God, I thought this was an introduction to myself.
Oh, do you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah.
Yeah, go. Introduce yourself.
So see, this is where I get chucked that, chuck that,
How
chuck.
about you just start with my name's Robbie and I live, and then dive into it a little bit more.
How far back do we need to go? Like just currently, or go right back? How
Oh, look, I
far do
think
we
you've
want to
got to
rewind?
go very similar to what you did with the linker on Friday, where you sort of went through and you sort of said, look, I'm living in Sil. I've just gotten to the point of like actually finding some independence, but I had to do it myself. I was
Yep.
incarcerated. I think
Yep.
like that one sort of 30 seconds a minute, just that introduction. You don't need to go into a lot of detail. How you
Yep.
did it on Friday was perfect.
Okay. Let's rewind to Friday. So oh God, I froze again.
That's all right.
I don't like the Q. I don't like this part. I like the Q&As better.
Robbie, tell me a
Um,
bit about yourself.
so my name is Robbie. I'm living in Seal for the last 8 years, and I've slowly worked my way to living more independently, which I had to kind of do on my own with my supports working in the background. Um, yeah, doing what they need to do and things like that. So yeah. Um, so yeah, I'm living
So
in a
you've lived in Sil for 8 years.
yes,
How have you found that?
challenging. Like in the beginning, like 8 years ago, I felt like my voice was not getting heard. You know, like you're fed, you're medicated, you're cleaned, you're all good, you're forgotten, put in the too hard basket. And my penny dropped, and I went, no, okay, I've had enough of this, and I started asking questions. And yeah,
What type of
um,
questions did you ask?
I want to live as independently as possible as I can. Um, but it's like I say, it was just everything was put in the too hard basket back then, like 8 years ago. Nowadays, I think it's still got that little bit of an issue, but it didn't take as long. Yeah, yeah.
So what would you like to see changed when it comes to providing quality service to people with a
I want
disability?
I want people's voice to be heard, not to be ignored. And it's like the value of the support. It's gone out the window. Yeah. So that's yeah. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah. That's
What does good support look like compared to not so great support?
good supports are ones that engage with you, that listen to you, that have the time of day for you, and things like that. Bad ones. Oh, you're just a number to us. Oh, we can't help you. You get ignored. Or sometimes, worst case scenario, you get told to go away. Yeah. Maybe not in so many words, but yeah.
What about um, the role that support coordinators need to play with helping you to advocate for yourself? Because you do have a relationship with your SIL provider.
Again, that they need to listen, and I like my current support coordinator. If you're not happy, I'm not happy. That's the approach. How can I make you happy now? That's the approach it needs to have. Yeah, because I've had bad ones. Like, again, in the beginning, I didn't know I had one. Same as my behaviour support plan. In this whole 8 years, I only found my support plan 6 weeks ago. Never knew I had one. Yeah.
And have you now had a chance to read your behaviour support plan?
I've read it. I went through it with my behaviour practitioner. We've changed some things. We've added some things. And me personally, I don't have behaviours of concern. It's just my anxiety management. Yes. So I don't have behaviours of concern like every single day of the week. No. They just flare up every now and again. Yeah.
So what's the plan called now?
Anxiety management plan. Yeah, that's what it's called. Anxiety management plan. Slash behaviour support plan. Because there is behaviours when there's anxiety. Yes. And that's what the body of people want to hear. Behaviour support plan. Yes. It's just titled anxiety management plan.
Why do you think so many people with disability have struggled to have a voice?
I think they're scared. Like me, when I first came into the NDIS, I was scared. It's like, oh, I'm going to get told to go away, or people are going to rejecting me, or they're going to judge me differently, they're going to treat me differently, and I didn't want any of that. So you just kind of be quiet, and not having that personalized support. Yeah. Yeah.
What about you've been doing a little project where you've been going around and talking to people living in SIL to understand their experiences? What have you learnt from that so far?
I've learnt from that, like most participants are saying they're happy because there's nothing wrong, and they don't want to change that. They don't want to, let's say, get anyone in trouble. Whereas I try to tell people, this is your safe space. This is you. No one's going to get in trouble. You're not going to get in trouble. This is your voice. It's a safe space. Throughout the whole see your thing. Yeah. But it is hard to say, I don't like the way you're supporting me today, and then that person comes back tomorrow. Yeah, they're in your face. So I think that's probably one of the factors. Hey, if I say something to this guy, I'm going to see him again tomorrow. So I need to be quiet. It's not like going down the road and, I don't know, buying a nice cake and it's no good, so you don't go back there. It's it's the same principle. You're paying for something. but it's in your face. Yeah.
Robbie, that bit, you just nailed it. You nailed it. That's the bit that I'm using.
Yeah, that's you. That's you coming out at me.
No, you hit it in. Well, yeah,
But it is so true. It is so
feel
true.
both of us in that. But yeah, you nailed that just then.
The fear of the unknown, not knowing how someone's going to react if you've got something to say. Yeah. Yeah. I've got goosebumps now. I've started already.
You got it. All right. Do you want to have like one last message to them to say, okay, from an NDIS participant, this is what I want you to do? Like, what do you want to say? This is your opportunity. Go for it.
We touched on this on our last presentation, and that's we shouldn't have to bottom to go, hey, something's wrong. It should be unpacked well and truly before. Yeah. Like my rock bottom was being incarcerated. Yeah. So, but onwards and upwards from now on. Yeah.
You did awesome. You did awesome.
Yeah. Have you turned record off yet?
Yes, it's off.